Good day. I am Aljemedin Jaudinez from the Mindanao State University, Tawi-Tawi, Philippines. My presentation is titled Inclusive Education Through Ethnoscience, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, or EthnoSTEM. At the outset, please allow me to thank the organizing committee of the Dubai International Conference on Teaching, Education, and Learning for the opportunity to share our work on inclusive education. The UN Sustainable Development Goals underscored the importance of inclusive education to cater to children from all walks of life. In the Philippines and in the ASEAN region in general, the value of culture, local or traditional knowledge is highly regarded as a key aspect to promote inclusive education. In this talk, inclusive education will be tackled in the lens of an emerging culturally relevant approach to science and math education, which is the EthnoSTEM. The term STEM was coined from a 2001 report by the U.S. National Science Foundation to promote science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. In 2009, integrated STEM education has been upheld to explore the interconnections among these four areas for students to create products or solve real-life problems. However, the applicability of STEM education is constrained by several factors such as cost, preparation, availability of equipment, and the like. Thus, there's a need to encourage the use of low-cost, do-it-yourself, and contextualized STEM activities to extend the message of inclusive education. EthnoSTEM transpired in view of ethnomathematics and ethnoscience and other culturally responsive pedagogy. It should be noted that the prefix ethno is much broader than ethnic. It covers not only indigenous people, but also those who belong to a distinct cultural stratum, such as professionals, female, youth, and the like. EthnoSTEM is a culturally responsive approach to STEM education which caters to learners sharing common knowledge systems, language, skills, values, and context. It has four domains, namely ethnoscience or cultural beliefs and ideas that relate to science concepts, ethnotechnology or technology tools used, ethnoengineering or classical engineering design and processes applied, and ethnomathematics that presents mathematics in a way embedded to their cultural activities. During the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, we have explored some concepts and ideas of ethnostem present in the seaweed farming and mat weaving of the Sama ethno-linguistic group in a coastal town in Tawi-Tawi, the southernmost province of the Philippines. Sama is one of the largest and most diverse ethno-linguistic groups of insular Southeast Asia. In the Philippines, they live mainly in the southern part of the Sulu archipelago and constitute one of the principal Muslim ethno-linguistic groups. The Sama in Tawi-Tawi have been cultivating seaweeds essentially for livelihood and business. Seaweed comprised about 85% of the fisheries production in Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, or BARM, where Tawi-Tawi produced more than half of this production, making it the region's, if not the country's, biggest seaweed producer. After a month-long ethnography, it was found that ethnoscience in Sama seaweed farming was illustrated in factors affecting seaweed growth and drying, such as sea current, seabed, grazing, temperature, fertilizer, and infestation. This reflects ideas and concepts in oceanography, marine science, and ecology. While most of these are confirmed by scientific facts and evidence, it is important to note that there are certain beliefs being discouraged and even debunked by science and research. At least 12 ethnotechnology tools were used in Sama seaweed farming, including wooden pegs, bolo, twine straw, nylon rope, boat, and sack. These are generally hand tools classified as cutting, measuring, and digging. Early tools such as the wooden peg are still used today due to its abundance and availability, while other traditional tools have evolved. Ethno-engineering involved site selection, preparation of materials and seaweed lines, seaweed cultivation through the post and line method, seaweed harvesting, replanting, sun drying, and storing. It expressed classical design of structures for seaweed cultivation and drying that are either grounded on their beliefs or adapted from practices of other communities and culture. Ethnomathematics included primitive measurement, arithmetic calculation, ratio and proportion, equations, variations, functions, geometric sequence, and basic geometric concepts and relationships. It can be categorized into four domains, namely measurement, arithmetic, algebra, and geometry. The Sama are also known for weaving mats made from indigenously processed leaves of pandanus since time immemorial. It is a sleeping mat used daily or in several traditional occasions such as wedding, Thanksgiving, funeral, and many more. It is also used as a decorative ornament to display its beautifully intricate geometric design. Ethnoscience was observed in the processes determining the dyeability of pandan strips, as well as in the procedures employed in softening and bleaching. It reveals concepts and ideas studied in botany, chemistry, and mechanical physics. Their beliefs are so far consistent with scientific facts and principles. Ethnotechnology tools are in various forms such as bolo, pandan presser, pandan sliter, and other local cooking tools, with each tool exhibiting unique characteristics and functions needed for weaving. These hand and miscellaneous tools can be classified as cutting and fastening. Despite evolution of some hand equipment into machine tools, the Sama still preferred early tools due to affordability, feasibility, and cultural preservation. Ethno-engineering was evident in the preparation and boiling of pandan strips to create, bleach, and dye pandan strips for weaving and fastening the mat. This can also be seen in structures of certain equipment, such as the pandan presser, and intricate design of the mat that depict their cultural and indigenous know-how and the weaver's natural endowment and creativity. Ethnomathematics comprised primitive length measurement, arithmetic calculations, ratio and proportion, linear and quadratic equations, sinusoidal functions, basic geometric concepts, circles, symmetries, and isometries. This can also be categorized into domains such as measurement, arithmetic, algebra, and geometry that are evident not only in basic education but also in tertiary level and advanced mathematics. Indeed, the seaweed farming and mat weaving of the Sama possess richness in concepts and ideas of ethnoscience, ethnotechnology, ethnoengineering, and ethnomathematics unique to their culture. From this ethnographic report, together with the learning competencies set by the government, EthnoSTEM concepts and ideas in Sama seaweed farming and mat weaving were incorporated to grade 7 learning modules in geometry. It made use of language, culture, and context of the Sama in Tawi-Tawi. EthnoSTEM-based learning modules were developed for grade 7 Sama students, and modular distance learning was adopted as a continuity plan especially in areas with limited access to technology in the Philippines during the COVID-19 pandemic. It was observed also that students from the Sama ethno-linguistic group in Tawi-Tawi province had been struggling with learning in math and sciences, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. Upon finalizing the learning modules, an educational experiment which lasted for 6 weeks was carried out among grade 7 Sama students in a public high school in Tawi-Tawi. It investigated the effects of EthnoSTEM based approach on students' mathematical thinking and resilience. In particular, it was examined whether students exposed to EthnoSTEM had significantly higher mathematical thinking and resilience compared to those taught with the conventional way. Seen in this slide is a brief comparison or example of the two approaches. In the conventional approach, students are given a list of random objects to sort or group based on similar characteristics. Then they are to identify what undefined term in geometry each group represents. On the other hand, the EthnoSTEM approach engaged students with a task related to seaweed farming where they are to identify some tools and materials, their uses, shapes, and ideal measurements needed. From this, the students will identify what undefined term in geometry they represent. After the intervention, it was found that students exposed to EthnoSTEM had significantly better mathematical thinking compared to those taught with the conventional way. These favorable effects affirm that culturally responsive mathematics pedagogy facilitates mathematical understanding and applying. With this, we came up with the implication that EthnoSTEM is an effective intervention to enhance students' mathematical thinking. Observations indicated that EthnoSTEM could enhance students' mathematical thinking, creativity, initiative, and appreciation way better than the conventional approach. These are attributed to the strong link between the EthnoSTEM with students' background and experience. Thus, with EthnoSTEM, students find meaningful connection and understanding of mathematics for practical use. Students taught using EthnoSTEM had also significantly improved their mathematical resilience and growth. This is because culture-based mathematics can motivate cultural students, thus allowing them to grow. Further, interview responses and journals indicated that EthnoSTEM could facilitate resilient learning behavior. Thus, EthnoSTEM can really facilitate mathematically resilient behavior. As a final word, we wish to invite educational stakeholders to embrace EthnoSTEM in forging a more inclusive and meaningful curriculum in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And we can start it now. We can start it within our locality. Thank you for listening and assalamu alaikum.